So I'm cleaning up the last of the carburetor parts. Figured I'd take a moment to take a piece of poster board and I cut it all up, trying to make it fit here nicely. Got it taped up for the moment, but for the most part that's what it's going to look like. Gotta do some trimming here and there, but I get the clearance for the shifter. I might round that off in the actual part I make out of the sheet metal, but for right now that's fine. But that's what that's going to look like, and then the other bit's going to come up from here to the I guess you can call it the steering column, I'm not sure. This is not correct. Actually on the hood there's a spot for the throttle to go. So I'm pretty sure that's not correct, so I'm going to have to change that out. The hood does not have the part on it, doesn't have the throttle, but it's supposed to go in there. So I gotta find one that fits or find the original. I like to put that back in the correct way, but it's coming along pretty good. So I pulled a piece of sheet metal out of my scrap pile. Went over to my friend's garage. He helped me bend it and get it to shape. So I used my little template here, my CAD template. And we bent it up. Now I just got to cut it down. So it's just a rough cut so far. I just trimmed it up and we bent it. So now I'm going to cut that shape out of it nice and square and go from there. A friend of mine, he's starting his own channel too, so go ahead and check him out. I'll put a link to it in the description. So he's just starting out, kind of like me right now, and yeah, go over check his channel out. Alright, so I squared off one end and then I cut it to length. It is the correct length. So all I gotta do now is just cut this notch out, and then I can mount it onto the tractor. Make sure it all fits. I do some massaging because it's gonna be hard to put it on there, considering I gotta go around everything. I have a feeling the reason why it's not on there is because someone had to take it off to do the belts, and it probably was more of a hassle than it was worth, and they took it off and left it off. I'm not sure. Alright, so I drew the cutout for my seat and shifter. What I think I'm going to do next, and before I cut this out, is I'm going to find a radius to round out these corners, because I don't need a square cutout like that. So I'm going to get my compass or find something that's the right radius. Alright, so I got a little bit of radius on there. I ended up using just an old air filter cover. That should be not too bad. Find a center point, just put the air filter so that it would reach that point, and then drew my lines. I'll cut that out. Alright, so I got it roughly cut out. That's what I ended up with. I'm going to put it on, see how it fits. Alright, so in order to install this and remove it, what I'm going to have to do is take the shifter and the seat off, which is only 4 bolts, not a big deal. The amount of times I plan on taking this thing off is not going to be all that much, but I installed it, and when I pick it up to the height that it needs to be, I lose some of the room from the shifter. So I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the idea of having it rounded like this, but I gotta start the round from the lines I made in my previous CAD drawing. So it's gonna be more rounded up here in order to get the clearance needed for the shifter. So that's only probably gonna be about another inch. It's not gonna be the end of the world. So this is not exact to what the stock is. I can't find any measurements to find out what the stock part should have been. Like I said, this is what I had laying around my scrap bin, so it does have little holes because it did start life off as one of those shelves you find in the factory or whatever, but it's what I got, so it's what I'm gonna rock with. Alright, so this is on. We got full range of motion of the shifter. No problems. C-clamps on there right now because I got to put the mounting holes in there. I got to drill it out and put the screws in there to hold it up. But that is, it's going to be its final resting place for that part. So I don't plan on, restoring this back to its original beauty, but this will be a functioning lawnmower for me. So, unless I come across the original part, that's what it's going to get. I do plan on eventually doing the like a little tray back here. I'm not sure if it's a tool tray or what kind of tray, but there was a tray here in the connected to fenders, little small fenders. Might try to build that, or like I said, if I can find one, I will, but probably end up building one. And here's the shifting column part right there. Put that together shortly.